can't teach what I do. Like, you either have it or you don't have it. You either know how to design or you don't know how to design. And so I came home from that retreat and I decided to run a mood board challenge, which is something that I've become pretty well known for. And now I run these 5-day mood board challenges to teach people how to get comfortable with figuring out their branding and their vision. There's nothing design related about it, but it's more just visioning what you want your brand to look like and feel like. And I kind of on the plane home, I was actually in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
When I was flying home, I kind of drafted out what this challenge would look like and what I would teach them. And then I just started sharing it with people in my, on my Facebook page and on my Instagram very organically. And I got a few hundred people signed up.
Oh my God.
And what I discovered was that people loved it and they actually were able to create a vision for their brand with like no design experience, no artistic background, and they were excited about it.
Hi, welcome to the Empowered Woman Podcast. This is a place for you to learn from inspiring women how to empower yourself through self-love. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is martaspirk, and I'm your host, triplet mom, woman empowerment coach, and all things motivation extraordinaire. On this episode, I talked to designer and brand mentor, Sarah MASCI. She shares how she's been able to empower women to create the vision and design for their own brand by teaching simple DIY concepts. I love, love, love her work. Let's dive in. Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, Marta. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. We've known each other for a while now, only online. I have had the pleasure of working with you, and that's the reason why I wanted to interview you so you could talk more about the amazing work that you do and how it really is empowering to women in kind of a different way than most people would expect. So I'll just have you introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about what you do, and we'll go from there.
Okay, great. Yeah, my name is Sarah MASCI, and I don't have a good elevator pitch right now because I'm in transition. I've been a designer. I've been an online entrepreneur for almost 14 years now.
Wow.
And I have transitioned from owning online business, like online stores, e-commerce, creating printables. I owned an Etsy business for a few years. And so I've kind of evolved over the years from doing that kind of thing to where I am now, which is I do brand strategy and design for my clients. And I also teach other entrepreneurs how to design their own brand, design their own website, and scale their business through their unique positioning and branding.
Mm-hmm. I love that so much. And how did you get started? Because that's not something that I have known from working with you, how it all started. Is that something that you've been doing as a career since the beginning? Tell us.
No. So I went to college for marketing. I have my degree in business and graduated college and ended up in the corporate world, just like we were all expected to do. And this was back in 2000, I'm dating myself, back in like 2001. I ended up in corporate and was there for a few years, but then I had my first son and was only spending like an hour and a half a day with him because my husband was getting him up and bringing him to daycare. And then I would pick him up and he would be in bed by like 6:30, 7 o'clock, which I'm sure you can relate with little ones. Like, they go to bed early. And so when you're working all day in corporate and you come home and have very little time to spend with your kid, it's sad. Like that was my drive and my motivation to find something that I could do from home. So that was in 2005. Excuse me. And so I spent the next like 4 years really trying to figure out what is that thing that I can do from home that would provide financially for our family, but also allow me to be home with him. And so ultimately I never found that perfect career that I could supplement what I was making in corporate. So I always kind of kept that corporate job part-time and was slowly building a business on the side. And I went through, like I said, I had a few online stores. I had I had like a mommy blog that I wrote, and we had sponsorships. I had a stationery business, a lot of different things over the years. And then I was also having more kids as those years went on. So I had my first son in 2004, and then I had my next one in 2007. I continued to work part-time in corporate, part-time at home. And then my third son was born in 2009. And that's when I decided I wasn't going back to the corporate job and I was going to make something work. And so that was in like late 2009. And I remember spending that entire Christmas season working on my business, and I created my online Etsy store. Nice. And I had a lot of success from it for about 3 years. I had a pretty successful, I thought, Etsy business, and did that for a few years while the kids were all babies. And then my fourth son was born, and I just became very overwhelmed with the whole product development and shipping and all of the stuff that goes along with owning a product-based business, right. Physical products. And so that's when I decided. I had a lot of people asking me for help with branding and design because they had seen me progress through various businesses over the years. Yeah. So they knew what I was capable of, and that's when I kind of decided to pivot and go right into the digital space of doing branding and web design.
Oh, that's amazing. So it's because you were doing it for your own business. People were seeing it and were like, you're really good at this. Teach me. And then you just went that direction. That's so incredible.
Yeah. Well, they weren't asking to be taught. They were asking if they could pay me to do it.
Okay.
So I started doing logos for $99, and then slowly got into the web design scene and started doing that. And that was around 2012. And so that's pretty much what I've been doing ever since. And then it was 2018 that I kind of veered into creating courses and products to teach people how to do it for themselves.
Okay. And what did you use to sell at your Etsy shop, just out of curiosity?
I sold personalized stationery. I personalized iPhone cases, iPad cases, really cute custom design plates for children, birthday party invitations. It was very much like a design line of personalized, customized stuff like that.
So you've had this eye already, like you already had this knack for it, even if it wasn't something that you were working at professionally before.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Well, I love all the journey of the business and how it wasn't just a straight shot, because I always feel like it's important for us to point that out, because especially when you're in the early stages, it's really easy for you to look at people that you look up to and think, oh my gosh, why can't I do that as well? Why can't I, figure it out as easily as that person did? But nobody figures it out easily, right?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, for years, I was so hard on myself. Like, why is this taking me so long? Because, I mean, in all honesty, I was never like super successful for that first 10 years or so. It was always still a struggle. I was always trying to get to that next level. And what am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working? And so there was a lot of that, inner talk and struggle, like from, with my husband and our family about just financial, making ends meet and not having to live paycheck to paycheck. And so I did kind of beat myself up. And so now I tell people, like, you've got to be in it. You don't give up, and you want to play the long game, because playing the long game really helps you build up all of those skills in order to kind of get to that next level.
Yes. And I love that you said that, because mindset is a huge piece. And like I was mentioning to you before, with my new vision, with the new name of the podcast, I do want to talk to women about their businesses and the journey and what they do and all of that. But I want to focus, of course, more on personal development and the tools and strategies that they've used that have helped them, or whatever it is that has helped them in this journey, because ultimately we're humans, right? We doubt ourselves, we're hard on ourselves, just everything that you just said. And I feel like it's really important for other women out there to hear this from women that they may be looking up to, that, have been doing this for 14 years, are successful. Like, it didn't just come about, right? It's a result of hard work, physical hard work, and also a lot of mental and emotional hard work. So can you talk to us a little bit more about the things that helped you in this journey, and maybe some of the struggles that you had to overcome to reach a more comfortable point and to a point where you feel like you are successful?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing for me was never quitting, and always kind of staying focused on where I was going, even when nobody around me believed in me, or at least I felt like nobody believed in me. Yeah, I mean, I know so many women probably here, they're starting their business. They want to stay home with their kids, or they want to, for whatever reason, they want to start an online business and it's not working. And then when you have a significant other who doesn't have that entrepreneurial mindset and doesn't see the vision that you see, and they might be saying, why don't you just go back to get a real job? Why don't you, if you had a real job, we wouldn't be dealing with this, that kind of thing. And it's that persistence and being able to kind of block that out and know that, have that vision, have that goal, know where you're going. And you really you can't give up, because you will get there. And it does take hard work and persistence to get there.
Totally. It's just, don't give up, right? Bottom line, just keep moving. Even if it's, you don't know what the next step is, as long as you keep walking, you're going to get somewhere, and then you're going to figure something out along the way, learn the lessons that need to be learned. So let's talk more about, you teaching women and the whole empowerment piece that I feel like it's so important for us to point out, because I have gone through the experience and I have felt so empowered. And I'll talk more about my experience as you share too, but I would like for you to start saying how this came about, because you kind of hinted at it, but how exactly was the process of you starting the courses and teaching women how to develop their designs and their brands themselves?
Okay, yep. So as I said, I was doing straight up design work, branding, and web design work for my clients. And my business picked up a lot. I got very busy. I was making good money. This was in 2016. And I went on a business retreat in 2016. And we were talking about, like, how can we scale our business? And I felt like I had reached my max. Like, there was no more of me to go around. I had now, at this point, I had 4 little kids at home. They were in school, but they were still little. And I was working 50 to 60 hours a week just to crank out all of this design work, which lit me up and I loved doing it, but there was no room for growth. I knew I could never get bigger because I was kind of maxed out on my prices. And so when I was on this retreat, we were talking about all the different things, and all of the women on the retreat kept encouraging me, you need to teach you need to teach what you're doing to women so they can do it themselves. And I remember thinking, like, I can't teach what I do. Like, you either have it or you don't have it. You either know how to design or you don't know how to design. And so I came home from that retreat and I decided to run a mood board challenge, which is something that I've become pretty well known for. And now I run these 5-day mood board challenges to teach people how to get comfortable with figuring out their branding and their vision. There's nothing design related about it, but it's more just visioning what you want your brand to look like and feel like. And I kind of, on the plane home, I was actually in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
When I was flying home, I kind of drafted out what this challenge would look like and what I would teach them. And then I just started sharing it with people in my, on my Facebook page and on my Instagram, very organically. And I got a few hundred people signed up.
Oh my God.
And what I discovered was that people loved it, and they actually were able to create a vision for their brand with like no design experience, no artistic background. And they were excited about it. Yeah. And so I ran a few more of these challenges. I never sold any course. I didn't have a course or anything to sell, but just doing that taught me that I was capable of teaching other people how to do something that I knew how to do very well. And so another year and a half went by, and then I don't know exactly what it was, but I finally was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to, instead of creating a course, I'm going to create a membership program to teach people how to do their own branding. And I launched it on the tail end of a mood board challenge. And by doing it as a membership, and I launched it as like a founding membership, and I told my audience, this isn't created yet, but this is something I want to create for you and I want to deliver. And I'm going to create a little bit at a time. And if you believe in me and you trust me and you can sign up for this membership, then we're going to create this beautiful thing together. And so that's what I did. I had 21 people joined me on that very first membership launch. And week by week, I started creating lessons on how to actually design things like, your logo, how to correctly choose your brand colors and your brand fonts, and what fonts mean and what colors mean and how they express the personality of your brand. And then we went on to do more things like patterns and actual designs, lead magnets, that kind of stuff. Yeah. And little by little, each week I created more and more content for this membership, and I actually saw people getting results.
Yeah.
And so, from there, it was just as much to help them as it was to prove to myself that I was capable of doing that. Mm-hmm. And I was capable of earning income that was not 100% dependent on me showing up every single day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so amazing. And I found out about you because a friend of mine, Nicole Oden, she actually went through, was she one of the members of this first trial thing? Oh, that's amazing. And I saw how she came up with stuff, and knowing that she didn't really have any kind of design background or anything, she literally just created it with your help. I was like, let's see what this is about. And then I did the challenge, the free mood board challenge. And I was amazed at how it's just so easy. It's because it's you figuring out what you want. And one of the things that you teach that I feel like it's so important, especially in this online space, because there's a lot of talk about there are certain colors that are better to attract people. And of course, you have to keep in mind, and you do teach that as well, like what the colors mean. But ultimately, one of the things that you say that I love so much is that it's your brand. If you don't like the colors, then it's crap. You have to like what you're looking at all of the time when you're writing emails, when you're making posts, right? So you get to choose. It's your business. Why would you have somebody else tell you what it has to be? And what I've learned is that if you grow out of it, you can just change it because you did it to begin with. It's amazing. And so let's talk more about the empowerment piece now and the things that your clients have said by just learning how to do this themselves with no design background at all.
Yeah, I mean, I was amazed at what my students were able to create in that first round of the membership. And then again, I relaunched it as a course, the second, third, and fourth time. You took it as an actual course because at that point I had created so many lessons that I was like, this isn't really a membership anymore. I want to put all of this together and make it a course. So that's what I did. And I've had about 100 people go through the program now, and what they're creating is beautiful. They are able to, just follow what I do, follow my lessons, and you can create a logo, and you can create this comprehensive brand style guide, and then use this stuff. And now you can create all of your collateral, and you don't need to go hire a designer or even a VA to do every single thing that you need done for your business. Every time you need a new landing page or a new graphic created for a post or whatever, now you have the tools and you can go and create that. You know exactly like what patterns to use, what colors to use, what colors you can layer with other colors, what works. And I'm in the group providing feedback to everybody, but just having that empowerment to be able to do those things on your own that you once probably thought you weren't even capable of doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially for me, the whole empowerment thing, I can't get over it because when I started with the whole business and understanding it's nice for you to have cohesive colors because I think it depends on the focus of the entrepreneur. Some people like to have everything rounded up and others are like more of the MASCI action, which that's totally me. Let's just get the ball rolling. Let's get started. It doesn't have to be perfect, which I feel like there's ups and downs to each personality type. But once I knew I wanted something more cohesive, everyone just says, hire somebody for $5, $10 on Fiverr or whatever. And you could pay somebody, but just, back to what we were saying, if you want something done a certain way, then you're going to spend thousands of dollars. Whereas if you take the time to learn, if you have that time, right, to learn and to do it yourself, then it's not only going to be something that you can be proud of because you did it yourself, but you can tweak it and change it whenever you would like. And that's so empowering and whenever somebody asks, and that has happened to me too, like, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Who did that? It's like, it was me.
Right. And like for you, I mean, the same thing like with rebranding your business, you learned how to do it. You learned the tools that you needed. And so it wasn't like this big daunting task to rebrand your business because it was simple. You just go in and make the changes that you want. And, know how to do it. And so it made it probably a lot less stressful for you to redo the things that you wanted to redo.
Exactly. And I love the support of the group as well, of being able to ask you questions, ask your input, and you have just such a great eye to just say, move this here or there, and to change it completely. And I love the tutorials that you provided during the time of the course as well. Whenever you're stuck on something, you would just record your screen and share with us how you do things so magically and so simply.
Right. And then you just have to copy what I'm doing and it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about that too, because some people just are creative by nature. I like following steps. Show me what to do, and I'll just copy it as best as I can. So this model worked so great for me, and I am extremely grateful. So tell us how we can work with you if you have any challenges coming up. What are some of the things that you have for people that are interested in doing it themselves, or even if they just want to hire you?
Yeah, so I have a challenge coming up. Not until probably, I haven't even nailed down the dates yet, but a big live challenge won't be coming up until probably April, maybe even May. But what I do have going on right now is anybody can grab my mood board templates, which are a set of templates for the mood board, which is basically the mood board challenge templates with some step-by-step instructions on how to do that. And then you're also going to get the option to purchase. I have 2 products for sale right now that are low cost. They're not the big course, but they are a logo design product. So it's a quick start logo design system where you can actually follow my lessons and follow like my videos exactly using a bunch of logo layouts. So that's available. And then I also have a brand breakthrough bundle, which is available, which really helps you get clear on your vision and the direction of your brand and your niche and like all of that underlying foundational stuff before you even start designing, because I think it's important to know where you're going before you actually create a logo or create any of the branding and any of your collateral. You want to know what that vision is. So so right now they can go to moodboardtemplates.com to grab that free mood board training and templates. And then from there, you get presented with the option of the 2 products that I have for sale.
Awesome. And that's one of the things that we forgot to mention is how before you even start talking about colors or whatever, you go through like your mission statement. What are you trying to convey with your business? You have us pick some words that are representative of our business. And I feel like that's such an important piece because even though we're not necessarily dealing with business, if you're creating something for your business, you have to remember what your business is all about. So it's kind of like you give us an intro business course there a little bit, so that we are, reminded of what we're trying to convey, so you can create something that suits your style, what you really like, and what your business is trying to do. So I love that.
It's kind of like this perfect blend of like your personality and who you are, and also how you want your audience to feel about you and your brand. So typically it's the same and they kind of mash up well together, but sometimes sometimes you are not your ideal client. So, you might be teaching how to do something and your client might be like nonprofit organizations or whatever. But it's really like, how do you want that audience to feel about you? And so that's where those words come into play, and you figure out what are those brand tone words. And then literally like the whole brand kind of blossoms around those tone words and the whole thing comes to life. And it's like this perfect synchronicity thing of visuals matched up with the foundation.
Yes, it's amazing. And for people that want to hire you, are you still doing the hire me for a day thing?
Yeah. Yes. So if anybody doesn't have the time to take the course and they just don't want to do it themselves, I have a book me for a day program, and you basically get me, if you get my full attention, undivided attention for a full day, and we can work on your branding. I can do a full brand identity, all of the things that we do in the course. I can do all of that in one day, or I can even do like a 4 to 5 page website on Squarespace or WordPress in a day. So those are options as well.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. I'm so impressed by your work and everything that you do. I'll have all those links in the show notes. If you're looking to spice things up for your brand design, I hope you got some value out of this episode and that you do connect with Sarah. But if not, I just love the overall message here. You can do whatever, even if it's not your expertise, even if you don't think you can. Empower yourself today and don't give up. Until next time, bye.